stream. It's going to be a little bit different from some other episodes because tonight we're doing multiple brands, actually 3 different brands of watches here tonight on the live stream. And thank you so much for being a part of this. Now, as always, be sure to be able to follow Shop HQ. And Shop HQ is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, I think even Pinterest. So make sure to give them a follow on social media so you don't miss what's going on with Shop HQ, the discounts, the deals, the new arrivals that are coming up. And then also give me a follow. That is Invicta Ryan on Facebook. I want to see your follows here. And then also want you to follow me on Instagram. That is the Ryan Code, the.ryan.code. Same thing on X. Okay, well, we're ready to start the show here. Just a couple items to go over. There is a coupon tonight that we'd love for you to use because it will save you 20% off. That coupon code is FEBWED20. Feb for February, FEBWED for Wednesday, 20 to save 20% off your orders of $99 or more. So FEBWED20, month, day, percentage off. $99 plus in your order, save 20%. Let's see what else there is. Oh yes, this is our Frozen in Time sale. So you get to save, let's see, there's, here's another code too, Frozen20. So off all watch orders, and there's no minimum. Okay, so maybe you want to use that one also. So FEBWED20, that's valid through the end of the month. So write that down. FEBWED20, save you 20% until the end of the month. If you want, because we do have one watch, I believe, that's under that $100 mark. So maybe you want to use that Frozen20. So there's no minimum purchase. So you can buy watch that's under that $99. You can use that code Frozen20. And save that money. Well, let's just take a quick look and see who's here right now. Thank you all for joining, and we'll get on to the watches here. Felix is here. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? Thank you for being a part of the show. Invicta Claus, that is Anthony. Thank you, Anthony, for being here. We have Rick and Lisa again. Thank you, Rick and Lisa, for being a part of the show. And Mark, hello for being here. And I'm just looking right now just through the live stream through shophq.com. So thank you everybody else who's watching on Facebook, Instagram, and also on YouTube. All right, well, we're going to kick off, or actually, speaking of the Frozen in event, we did that, I think it was 2023. So that was about 2 years ago. Do you remember outside I had the big blowtorch and it was like we were freezing, or we were thawing out the snow and the ice and reveal a watch that was actually underneath the set. We were outside. I remember Jen Vic was out there, and Carl, and I think it was, who else was it? Evan, and we all did the shot ski with the big Nordic ski, and we had the holes drilled in and shot glasses and all did the shot. That was actually 2 years ago. So we're just celebrating that same event. However, I'm inside where it's warm in Minnesota right now. It's about right at freezing, about 32 degrees. I'm okay being here right now. Might actually just take a walk here after the live stream and get the rest of my exercise in for the day. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get going. So, yes, Harry just put on right down at the very bottom on that little on the tag there. So you can see the 2 different codes, the FEBWED20 and also the Frozen20. Remember, Frozen20, you don't need the minimum order. Okay, so I mentioned 3 different brands tonight, and so we're going to kick off the first brand. I had one chance to present this brand before, and I was very, very impressed with it. And so it's a brand, and it's RGMT. And so this is more like a military-inspired design, tough, rugged, tactical, just a great build. And these are fantastic watches. I'm only presenting one tonight, but I had a chance to present 4 others before. Just a solid timepiece and just a solid brand. And actually RGMT comes from the word regiment, which is a permanent unit of the Army. So you're going to have that tactfully and military inspired designs with these watches. Now, first of all, the package is going to be like this. Now, don't mind this little thing. That is for me keeping all the inventory of the watches that I have here, so I know where to pick them from when I'm searching for everything. So you get that soft shell case. However, it's extremely durable with the zipper that goes around with the RGMT on it. Very well done. And once you open it up, I like this. So you have the little, you have the mesh up here to keep your warranty card and your information about the card. And then there's just a really nice half moon pillow just to hold the watch actually perfectly. And this is like a nice firm foam there that you get for the design. So the packaging is just amazing, just right out of the box. And so what we have here for this particular watch, it's going to be, let me just get it the right way. It's going to be the 47 millimeter Hiimars. And this is an automatic bracelet watch. You have the NH35A on the inside. Now the regular price on this watch is $360. The sale price through Shop HQ is down to $229. But if you use that coupon code, the FebWed20 or the Frozen20, brings this watch down to $183.20. Now there are 5 different color choices, and all the color choices are available. The color choices are, let's see, they are black, blue. I actually have the green. You can see a little bit of that green on the inside of the dial. There's a brown version and also a gray version. Now the Hiimars, which is this watch, I'll show you on the case back in just a second. It's actually an acronym, HIMARS. And that is the acronym for the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, which is a mobile rocket launcher that can be quickly fire long-range precision-guided munitions. So it's pretty cool. If you don't know what that looks like, RGMT actually has it on the case back here, so you can see what that looks like. I'll just try to get the best shot here for you. So you can see right there the rocket launcher that's a part of that motorized vehicle, that truck. So I think it's pretty cool. And look at the M. It's even just that military type of look here for the watch. So what we have going on, I mean, for the 47 millimeter, this watch, I mean, right away, I mean, first of all, it's the packaging that's fantastic. And then it's the weight also that carries along for the watch. Now, the size of the watch is 47 millimeters for the case diameter by about 13 millimeters. So you're looking right at about a ½ inch. It's rising up off the wrist. Now notice too, you're not getting too much high polish with this brand, just a little bit right here on the underside of the bezel, just on the edge. Because with the military and that military inspired, you don't want to have something flashy and bulky and everything. It's supposed to be a little bit more covert and not give away your position. So once we're looking on the inside of the watch here, we actually have the NH35 from Seiko, or Time Module Inc. And that's going to deliver you that 3-hand movement here within this timepiece. Now the date window has actually been covered on this, and it's actually right where that green is right here, where you'll find the minute markers going around. So you just don't get the date on it, although it is a part of this movement. Then, along with that, you're getting a little bit of that skeletonized dial on the inside. So you get to see some of the different components of the movement. You see that sweeping hand that's just moving towards 20 seconds right now. That's actually moving at 6 individual steps every single second for this mechanical automatic. That means there's no battery for this watch. You can simply wind up the watch by turning the crown clockwise. And then from there, as you wear the watch, the general movements of your wrist will actually wind up the rotor. You can't see it on this watch because there's a solid case back, but that will actually self-wind the watch. And so the whole theory is if you keep the watch on your wrist, it'll keep itself wound up automatically, hence the term automatic. Now, with a full wind, this watch will actually then run for about 41 hours, almost 2 days. If you just set it down, you don't even touch it. But once it's out of power, it's not a big deal. You don't have to replace any batteries. All you do is you turn the crown here 15, 20, 25 times, and it'll be pretty much at that full wind here for the watch. And you can just set the time, and you're good to go. So, yeah, I like this watch a lot. You have the fold-over clasp. So you push that down, there's an audible click, it goes right down, and then press these 2 buttons, easily releases the watch. In addition to that, the wrist sizes on this watch are going to be, it fits up to about 8¼ inch wrist. So those larger wrists out there probably won't accommodate, but we have some other watches in the presentation today that will actually fit wrist sizes all the way up to 9¼ inch of a wrist. So just one more quick little tour here, and then we're going to move on to an Invicta model that we have coming up. Also the logo right here on the clasp for you. All that brushed finish. Looks fantastic. I'll put the watch on my wrist real quick. Here you go. So you can see how that looks. I really like the fit, the feel, the weight that goes along. So 29mm bracelet, and it's going to taper down probably to about that 22mm here, going all the way around the rest of the wrist. So excellent watch, really cool brand, fun designs that go along with the timepiece and the packaging too. You also get that 2-year warranty that goes along with RGMT. All right, I'm just going to put that watch back here real quick. And now we're going to move on to something that's primarily for the women. And I have presented this watch once before, and it's one of the ones we want to do today because it's such a good seller before, for a variety of reasons. Now this watch is the 40mm Angel Quartz Chronograph. MOP stands for Mother of Pearl dial silicone strap watch. Now that's a mouthful, because there's a lot really going on with this timepiece. Now, going through the numbers on this watch, the regular price, the retail MSRP, is $695, and ShopHQ brought it down to $94. So I said there was one watch that was under that $99 threshold for that Feb 20. However, if you just want to buy this watch, or your order is going to actually be under that $99 mark, use Frozen 20. There's no minimum purchase that goes along with that. So let's see, you know what, actually I didn't put down the different color choices. Let me just go to it on the website here really quick. And there are four different color choices. There's a white, which is just a white silicone strap, silver tone case, and really that kind of white mother of pearl for the dial on the inside. Then there is a white with gold tone. So it's all white, but then you have so basically it looks like this watch, except it's going to be a white strap on it. So that's really the only difference. The third color choice is going to be the black silver. So everything's going to be silver tone on the watch and then the same color strap. And the final color choice then is going to be what I have, which is considered the black gold. So 4 different color choices here for the timepiece. Now this is part of that Angel collection, which is dedicated to the women. But if you're a guy, you really like this watch, or however it is, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what to wear. It's whatever that makes you happy, makes me happy. So we have a quartz movement on the inside. So it's a little different than the first movement that we had before. So that's a battery operated watch. So the advantages of this is you don't have to, the watch won't run out after wearing it a little bit or setting it down. I mean, the battery will last for a couple of years at least with this timepiece. And so that you don't have the whine that goes along. Also has a very, very accurate time that goes along with this movement. Now, there are a couple of different features that go along with this movement inside of the watch. So right over here, you're going to have your hours that's in a 24-hour scale. Sorry, it's just a little blurry. I'm trying to get this to be as unblurry as possible. So you have right here your 24-hour scale, then part of the chronograph or stopwatch. This is going to be your seconds, chronograph, minutes. So you can time all the way up to the course of an hour with this watch by the minute and down to the second. And all you do is you press this button to start, and that'll start the chronograph seconds down here. You can hit stop and then hit reset, and then it goes back to 0. Now, what's fun about this timepiece are the colors that go along on the inside, especially with this color choice. And there's one of the other color choices have all the different colors. And so the colors you'll find for the Arabic numerals go around for the large hour markers, but then also on the Rehat, as you can see, it's that portion that goes from the mother of pearl dial up to the crystal of the timepiece. Since that upgraded flame fusion crystal for the watch, the minute markers are also done in different colors. And then to go even further, which I love this detail in the watch, every subdial has some different colors here that represents that 24-hour subdial, and also your minutes and your seconds here for the chronograph here on the timepiece. Now, 40mm is a sweet spot of a size out there. I've always said that between that 38 and 42 is that sweet spot for the women, for that modern lady size. This is smack dab right in the middle there for you. The overall profile on the watch is going to be 11.5mm, so just slightly under that 1/2 inch here, rising up here off the wrist. Custom molded strap that's specifically for the design of the case here. This happens to be Invicta's #1 case design of all time. It's basically that Pro Diver Scuba, but the Angel logo has been done on this particular variation. Now, I'm just going to double check the size of the wrist here. I want to double check that one more time, but that mother of pearl dial that's on the inside is just truly amazing. You might not be able to see the Orients because this one is done in that white, but it's that grade A mother of pearl that Invicta is known for with this watch. Let me just figure out the measurements here, and then I'm going to see what comments there are going on right now. So this is going to fit like smaller watches here. Or sorry, smaller wrist sizes. So we're looking about 6 inches right here, as you can see. So you don't go by this number, you go by the number above. So you'll see that bold line, and that means that is that 6 inch. So anywhere from 6 inches up to, all right, let's see here. All right, about 8.5. So 8.5 inches that this watch will fall, or this will fit up to. So yeah, great design out there. #1 design from Invicta. You got the fun colors that go along. This version too with the strap, you don't have to change out any links at all. So it's just really put on the wrist and you are good to go. All right, great timepiece. Let me look at some of the comments here. I do have to put on my glasses because the font's just a little bit smaller. Goes on. Yeah, Felix, great Pro Diver Scuba Classic. Looks like Invicta Claus is in trouble for some reason. Brian, I have this watch. I love the Pro Diver Scuba. I think you meant to say Ryan there, Felix. Let's see, do they glow, Ryan, the numbers? On this version of the watch, no, Mark. Only the hands have the luminescence here, and that's only for the hour. You can see the mother of pearl. That's a better shot. You can see right here the luminescence for the minute hand and then also for the hour hand over there. The Arabic numerals will not glow on this watch. Cindy from Montana, thank you for being here, Cindy. She says she likes the colors on the watch. And yeah, Mark, thank you so much for being here, Mark. Let's see, 1 second, there we go. Shop HQ, let me see any other notes here. NJ Kid 001, thank you for being here. Good to see you. And yeah, okay, Mark, I'm glad I answered your question. Okay, well, I'm going to move on here to the next watch, and this is going to be from another brand. This brand I'm very fond of also. I actually wore this watch yesterday when I went out to lunch with my dad. And let me just put it in the packaging because I think the packaging is important here. Give me 1 quick second. Put everything in here because presentation is key. And I believe that some companies out there really advance, put a little bit more into the packaging that goes along than other brands. And I think that first impression is always something that's really special and really important, especially when you're buying a watch. So, all right, here we go. So it is the brand Nubeo. And Nubeo has a lot of fun, a lot of exciting designs here in terms of what they have for all the different collections within this brand. So Nubeo, and look at this, look at the packaging. I mean, this is pretty cool, just off the start. And again, disregard the little note there. That's for me to just manage my inventory here with all the different watches so I know where to pull from. But Nubeo, it's derived from the word nu, which is Latin for cloud, or reflecting on one of the creative designs which Nubeo focuses on, in addition to the deep sea, which this watch actually has that go along with it. I like Nubeo's quality. I like their different designs that they have for the timepieces. You know, they're just completely different. They've done some really cool partnerships. They have a current partnership program that goes along with Star Trek. They even have Space Invaders, which is really cool. I think there's a Space Invaders watch on the website, if I'm not mistaken, here on Shop HQ. Maybe if Harry can find that real quick and put a link in, that would be cool. So we'll see that. However, what I'm going to show you here is, so once you take off the box, or the top of the box and the sleeve, so let me just get this again. The nice box here with the orange and with the black. Take off the top of the box here, and here's your presentation. So I think this is just key right here. And so this is the Ventana. And look at this right here. You get the watch, you get then the card, which also designates your numbered limited edition. This one happens to be number 56 out of only 125 of these watches that will ever be made. So I think that's a really, really big deal when it comes to this timepiece. And so when we're talking about the Ventana, it's part of that deep sea rover that is, I think it's done like 4,100 different dives or something like that. And so this is to pay homage to that deep sea rover, that ROV, remote operated vehicle that actually goes underwater. And so let me just take the watch out of the box here. And again, I have the tags on the inside, but you just lift up on this little piece right here, takes off the top. Then you have like your warranty card and information about the watch. And then this is done in a really nice, like a plastic that it just hardly bends, but you'll see handwritten on there is your numbered limited edition here for this watch. Now, let me just go to the website and double check here for the number of options, because there are a number of options, I believe, that go along with this timepiece. Yeah. So there's a black, which is the one I have. And then there is a green, which is cool. The red has a red strap. You're going to have a purple, which is actually pretty hot. And then there's a black there. There's a blue version. And if you want a lot of attention, look at that green. That green is just going to pop. It's almost this vibrant green for the strap, and then also for a little part of the bezel and the rehods on the inside of the watch. Then there is that orange, which is going to be that sport orange, and then finally that yellow, which is another bright, vibrant color. So, as I mentioned, I actually wore this watch yesterday when I had lunch with my dad, and he liked it too. He has a number of watches. He's got a bunch of Invictas, some Renatos from over the years and such. And he really liked this timepiece also. And he's like, you know what? It's really, really easy to be able to see the time inside of this watch. I'm like, yeah, look at the oversized, the thicker hour marker, and also the minute hand and also the hour hand. You'll be able to see just a little accent also. It's going to be that lume on that second hand that goes around. Oversized hour markers on the inside, and all that stuff is going to be luminescent, including what you see on the bezel. I think there are like 3 or 4 different colors that go along here for that design here when you're in those low lit situations. Now, a couple other highlights about the Ventana here is you're looking at, sorry, I forgot about the price. So we're looking at, let me double check. Okay, $550. Sorry, forgot about the price. Sale price, 44% off. It's down to $309. Use one of those 2 coupon codes, FEBWED20 or Frozen20. That's going to bring the watch down 20%. It's going to be down to $247.20 for you to get into a numbered limited edition of only 125 for each color. This one happens to be number 56. So it's really cool because actually number 56, it's right here on the sleeve that goes over the box. You have number 56 on the card for the inside. And then number 56, I don't know where it is in the case back, but it's right around the perimeter of the case back. I'll just move it around slowly. I can put on my glasses and let me do that real quick. I'll just show you where that is. Oops. Let's see, it is limited edition right here. So I don't know if you can see that. Limited edition, trying to get the right, there we go. Number 56 out of 125. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, well, you have a sapphire crystal that goes along with this watch. In addition, the NH70 is the movement on the inside. So you have a rock solid mechanical automatic for the movement on the inside. And you get to see that skeletonized dial also. I mean, look at that. That's a real hot timepiece. With the NH70, you're going to get a 41-hour power reserve at the watch, 24 different joules, a bidirectional rotating bezel, the rotor, which is going to be a very efficient movement. There's also hacking, which when you pull out the crown, let me unscrew the crown here. And if you pull out the crown, it actually stops the movement. That's called hacking. So the reason for that is you can synchronize your watch with somebody else, or if you want to time it or sync it with another clock at your house or whatever, you just go 3, 2, 1, boom, hack, and then it's all good. Now this is actually a screw down crown because this watch is actually 1,000 meters of water resistance, or 100 atmospheres. And in fact, there's a helium release valve right here. So for those deep, deep divers, I like the unique nature of that silicone strap. And look at this, very, very flexible. And this watch will fit anywhere from a 6 3/4 inch wrist, which is my size wrist. If you have a 6.5, the watch might actually rotate around your wrist unwantingly. So I would say 6.5 inches all the way up to about 6 3/4 of an inch, all the way up to 8 3/4 of an inch here for this watch. Nice bezel also, unidirectional, and that crown that I was talking about before, it's offset. It's from the typical 3 o'clock position down to the 4 o'clock position. So I think it's just a little bit more subtle. And that upgraded sapphire crystal is going to have a slight dome to it. So it will give you a little magnification effect on the inside. Just a beautiful timepiece. I love wearing this watch. And I'll put it on my wrist here too, so you can see how it looks. Oh my gosh. Time is flying by. So let's keep this at about a half hour. It might just go over a minute or two, but we'll go to the final watch. Yeah, look at that. Loving that watch. Okay. Let's see. Well, just for you who are watching right now, the next live stream, today is Wednesday. It's going to be Sunday. And I just had some watches arrive today. I think we're going to be presenting those, and it's something I haven't presented yet. So make sure to mark that in your calendar. Tell your friends, family, everybody else. Sorry, I just got a text message. So yeah, go ahead and let everybody know. It's going to be a new brand here that I haven't had a chance to present. The watches just arrived today. Harry, now you know too that I don't have to email you that those watches arrived. Okay, final watch. It's going to be Invicta here tonight. And let me just look at some of the comments really quick. Maybe there are a couple questions. Hi, John. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else. Invicta Claws. Mark kind of reminds me of the Invicta Aviator. Yeah, I can see that a little bit. Hey, Dickerson is here out from California. Thank you so much, Dickerson, for tuning in here today. See anybody else? Mark says it's really cool looking. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much. Okay, and Cindy from Montana, Sunday, same time. Yes. So Cindy, it's pretty much all the way through February here this month. It's going to be both Wednesday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So mark that on your calendar, or you can go to shophq.com and then click on live stream in the upper left-hand corner, and it'll tell you the live streams, and you can click on a button and you can either watch or add this live stream to your calendar so you get notified. So yeah, really, really cool. All right, we're going to go on to the last watch here, and we're going with Invicta here to round out everything for the day. And it's a 50 millimeter Excursion. Now, the one thing is, I checked out just before the show, and I think 2 color choices have already sold out. So there's only 1 color choice that's left, because this is the orange, and it's already sold out. And then there was a black red version that is sold out. So there is a gold tone that's black. It's a black strap, gold tone here for the case, all the metalwork, black dial, and there's everything that's orange here in the bezel is actually green on this version. So the regular MSRP is $13.95. ShopHQ brought it down to $159.99. That's 89% off. So, and then in addition, use one of those 2 coupon codes. Doesn't matter on this one. You can use the FebWed20 or Frozen20, and that will actually bring the watch down to $129 $99. Okay, well, this is a little bit bigger timepiece. We're talking about that 50 millimeters for the overall case diameter. The profile sitting up off the wrist, 17 millimeters. So you're looking a little bit closer to that, not quite 3/4 of an inch rising up. But no matter the color option that I mentioned before, it's going to be that the gold tone version. You know, you have the 18 karat you have the 18 karat gold. It's going to be where all the metalwork is silver on this. It's going to be that gold tone version. Wrist sizes 6 3/4 all the way up to Tony White size 9 1/4 inch wrist. So he might even be on the 9th out of the 10 little notches on the wrist there, my buddy Tony. So what I like about this timepiece right here, I mean, you have the 100 meters of water resistance. You can go swimming, snorkeling, diving. The bold color in nature, no matter what color you get, which is actually the only color choice you can get right now, which is that gold tone variation. But then in addition to that, you're going to have the VD53 on the inside. So you have the 24-hour scale, seconds chronograph, minutes chronograph for that, and then your calendar date window. And you get this very unique silicone strap that is going to just wrap around the wrist, custom mold that looks like the bracelet for the Excursion. I think it was the 3rd generation. Mark, yeah, I know that orange is cool, but this is it's not available right now. Only that gold tone version. This is the only sample I have. So this orange sold out right before the show because it is a very hot color. But I'll tell you, that gold tone looks amazing. Also, go check that out. Let me see who else is on here. Any other comments? Hey, Phil, thank you for being here. Phil, we're going to be back on here on Sunday and also Wednesday here for the rest of the month. And then it's going to even start to go into March. So, yeah, if you guys also have any other questions, I'm going to wrap up here in just a minute or two. Make sure to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on social media. That is Invicta Ryan on Facebook, and also the Ryan Code on Instagram if you need to reach out, you have any other questions or you need a recommendation. And if for some reason I don't get back to you, you can always go ahead and hit the just send another note so it goes up to the top of my inbox. So sometimes everything gets a little bit buried there. All right, well, let's see, anything else that goes along. Next show is going to be this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate each and every one of you here to be tuning into everything. So much fun to be able to see your comments here and everything else. Yes, you know, everything. Rick and Lisa, the orange will probably be restocked. If you want to just go ahead and check out your, mark that, save that URL, and you can just keep on checking it out and see when something comes in, so you can be that first one to nab up when new inventory comes in. I'll actually reach out to the buyer also just right after the show and see if we can get some more of those in stock, and maybe I can have an update for you by Sunday on that. That would be great. Okay. Well, I'm going to bounce out of here. I'm going to actually just go out for a quick little walk before it gets too cold, and have to take care of some other work tonight. It's going to be a late work night for me for a few different things. So I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Remember, tell your friends, watch collectors out there to be able to tune in here this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And thank you so much, everybody. Enjoyed your interaction, and thank you so much for being a part of the show. Enjoy your evening and over the course of the next few days, and I'll see you Sunday. Take care.